How is it going, everyone? Welcome to another Thursday tier list with Johnny Beard, and today we are going to be covering Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Now, we just played this on the weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. If you haven't checked out that stream yet, check it out. We played it live. It was a really fun time, and yeah, that's why we're doing this as our tier list for this week. Last week's tier list, if you missed the first one, we did Silent Hill characters from Silent Hill 1, 2, 3 and 4. So yeah, we're going to be doing tier lists every Thursday. So yeah, the idea is that we're going to be dropping the character into C tier, talking about the character, and then ranking them. So before we go any further with Mortal Kombat and with this game in particular, let's just talk about my relationship with this game. This is my favourite Mortal Kombat game, and I love Mortal Kombat. I'm not very good at it. I do have my favourite characters. However, if there was one Mortal Kombat game that I would feel most comfortable talking about in a tier list, it would be this one. As I said, we just played it on the weekend as well. And yeah, so I will say, you know, for those hardcore Mortal Kombat fans out there, you might, you know, disagree with me in a lot of the things I'm about to say, and I might show a bit of ignorance as well when it comes to certain characters. Well, I'll say just bear with me. You know, it's just a bit of fun. By all means, disagree, comment, tell me I'm wrong, but don't be a dick, is what we're trying to say here. Okay, so let's start from the top. So we got the first character that we're going to talk about is Liu Kang. So by the way, we're going to be talking about these characters probably in the 2D Sega Mega Drive era, because these are the games that I'm familiar with most. But I might talk about them a little bit more broadly as well. So we've arguably got the main protagonist of Mortal Kombat to start off with, if there indeed was such a character. Generally speaking, I'm not massive on Liu Kang as a playable character. As a character in the actual franchise, he's fantastic. We love him. I love him in the film, and I love his character arc in the games. Again, I think it was very bold, very brave and bold of Midway to kill him off at one point in the franchise, weren't they? So you know. But yeah, I again, infamously, you know, I love his running kick attack. It's hilarious, and and you know, he does kick ass. He does kick ass. Generally, he's not someone I tend to play as. I'm not great with Liu Kang, so I'm going to try and be balanced when it comes to my opinions on these characters, in terms of how I favour them as someone who likes to play as them, and also in terms of like their importance and you know, how much they bring to the plot of the game and stuff. I'm going to put probably Liu Kang in A tier. I mean, if it was purely being selfish and talking about him as a playable character, I'd probably put him in B or C tier. But you can't dispute, like, in terms of his importance to the plot and his popularity, he is a very important character. So yeah, I think we're going to put him there. Next up, we got Kano. Now, my feelings on Kano has been so mixed over the years. Like, I'm not the biggest Kano fan. I never really have been. As a character, you know, he's human, and yet he can do freaking laser beams from his eyes. It was always one of those kind of weird ones for me. Like, I remember being young and playing as Kano and thinking, why is this guy like considered a threat? Because I never really have considered him like to be a threat or anyone of real importance. He's a bit of a slimeball. He's a bit of a douchebag. He doesn't really play well as a character even. However, I do love his I do love the job that the actor did. I forgot his name, please forgive me, from the most recent Mortal Kombat movie. He did a very good job as Kano. In fact, the first movie, Kano, was really good as well, but he did play the character as I envisioned him, as this horrible slime piece of shit. So, you know, yeah, I'm kind of torn about where to put Kano here. I'm going to put him in C tier. I'm going to keep him there. I might knock him to B. We will see. But yeah, generally speaking, not the biggest fan really of Kano. And we've got Scorpion. I mean, what can we say? He's just one of the best characters of Mortal Kombat ever. I mean, if I'm going to put him in S tier. I kind of feel like I can't put him anywhere else. I am Team Sub-Zero over Scorpion. I wonder what that means, where I'm going to play Sub-Zero, right? I am Team Sub-Zero, but I do love Scorpion as well. I play as him sometimes. He's pretty cool to play as a character. He's freaking badass. He's one of the best characters in the franchise, and he's just tremendous. He's so cool. His personality, the tragedy that he goes through, was, again, on the surface he's just an evil piece of trash, but when you dig deep into his character and you go through like the universe of Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, he's really tormented, really harshly treated, and there's a reason why he has so much rage and anger in him. I think that we can't really put him anywhere else. He has to be S tier. He is an incredible character. If I was being biased in terms of me playing as these characters, I probably would put him under A tier because I'm not the biggest Scorpion guy. But yeah, awesome character. So definitely S tier. The first S tier character we've got on the list for sure. And then we got Sonya Blade. So Sonya's okay. Again, I respect and love Sonya's character more than I do in terms of playing as her. I think playing as her, she's okay. I'd probably knock her up from Kano, but down from Liu Kang, so probably B tier. I'm actually kind of thinking maybe that's where I drop her anyway. I might just drop her into B tier there. There's not many female characters in Mortal Kombat. We know they've grown the roster. As time's gone on, but certainly in the OG roster, she was pretty much the only one, really, wasn't she? So and again, she's got that American blonde bombshell type of persona, but she's also really badass. She is really cool, really badass, really you wouldn't mess with Sonya. Again, I love how she's been portrayed in the games over the years. And in the movies, she's pretty cool. Both movies, in fact. I love, again, in terms of the OG first Mortal Kombat movie, I love the way she just puts Johnny Cage in his place. Speaking of, Johnny Cage isn't in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which I swear he was, but he isn't. He was in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So, anyway, we won't go there. I feel like putting her in the B tier is probably the right thing to do here. I think she is awesome. I don't tend to play her as her too much. She is a strong B. I mean, she could maybe move to A, potentially. We'll see as we get on this list. So, I'm going to drop both Sub-Zeros here. Because it's a difficult one, this, because there is technically two Sub-Zeros, obviously, in this point in the timeline anyway. And they do play slightly differently in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. If we're talking about specifically Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, I do like playing as this Sub-Zero the most. But then we've got this guy as well, the classic, two different people, obviously, in terms of the storyline. Very similar moves, subtly different movesets. This one's is the better in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but in terms of the classic, I kind of feel like I might need to do that, just collectively. I mean, if we're going to talk about one, then we can just do that. If we're going to talk about both of them separately, I kind of feel like we need to do that. I mean, I'll just broadly talk about Sub-Zero from this point. And I mean, Sub-Zero is my favourite Mortal Kombat character. He always has been, probably always will be. I love freezing enemies, I love his combos, I love his story, I love his rivalry with Scorpion. He's just, no pun intended, just so cool. I've loved cosplaying as Sub-Zero in my streams. I might do that again in the future. And yeah, I just love this guy. Just absolutely love him. Again, his story is really fascinating as well. Just really. I remember watching the Mortal Kombat movie, the first one, for the first time when I was younger, and was being you know, just being blown away about freezing items and shit. I was just, I just love this guy so much. Yeah. What else to say? And then we got Reptile. So, was never a big Reptile guy. He's okay. I was never really the biggest fan. I love him in the first movie. That Reptile versus Liu Kang battle in the first movie. Just wow! It's probably still to this day my favorite fight in any movie. To be honest, I'm sure there's been technically better and all that jazz, but I remember seeing it as a kid and going, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" Type of thing. Playing as him in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, he's okay. He's fine. He's not great, but he's not awful either. I'm gonna probably knock him into B tier. I think that's probably the best place to put him. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. You know, I can't really say much more about him than that, really, to be honest with you. And then we got Shang Tsung. So Shang Tsung, I'm so happy. Can I just say, Shang Tsung in the OG Mortal Kombat ain't great, but Shang Tsung had a massive facelift in Mortal Kombat 2 onwards, and looks so much more cool, much more dangerous. And oh my good god, he is amazing in the movie. Yeah, just brilliant. Yeah, I mean, Shang Tsung, you know, he's got his default moveset, which is fine. The fact that he can transform into other characters is kind of cool. Again, you know, depending on who you play as, you know, it can vary in terms of how good he can be. You know, he's one of those, isn't he? You know, I kind of feel like we can't place him anywhere other than A tier. I don't think he's the best fighter in the games. But he's perfectly capable. He's fun. He's fun to play as. In terms of the plot, he's magnificent. So I just think, yeah, I think A tier feels right for the legend that is Shang Tsung. And then we got Jax. So Jax from Mortal Kombat 2 OG. And yeah, he's fine. He's okay. Was never a big Jax guy. Really, to be honest with you, he hits like a ton of bricks, obviously, and that can be useful in battle. But he's quite sluggish, I felt, to be honest. As a character, personality-wise, he's okay. He's kind of cool. I like him actually he's one of the highlights, I suppose, in the second Mortal Kombat movie, the really bad Mortal Kombat movie, Annihilation is it called? I just love him with his big metal arms, and he's just punching things, and he's got a bit of swagger about him, obviously, and stuff like that. But no, you know, he's one of the better parts of an atrocious film. But yeah, I think he's better in the newer Mortal Kombat film as well, to be fair as well. Yeah, he's fine. Kind of B/C tier. I'm gonna keep him in C tier. He's fine. I don't have a lot more to say than that, really. Kitana. Kitana is cool. I fancied Kitana in the movie. And she's a stunning woman, should we say. I do like playing as the Kitana, actually. In terms of the female characters, can I just say, like, probably Kitana's my favorite to play as. She's got some really cool moves. She's got some really good movesets and some really good things going on. And again, in terms of her importance to the plot, she's very, very strong. And she's really pretty. She hits like a ton of bricks. She's got a great moveset. She's very important to the plot. I kind of feel like she's B or A tier. I'm gonna go with A tier here, and that's a thin line between A and B. But I'm gonna just slip her into A tier there. I might move her to B tier. We'll see. And then we got Kung Lao. Now Kung Lao, I feel like it's a big hot take, but I've never been a big fan. I don't know why. I just like. I think he was great in the last movie that came out. The last movie he was actually really cool. To be fair, but the whole Liu Kang Kung Lao thing, I've always been like, it's Liu Kang. Like people who just struggle to choose between the two. I've always been like, no, it's pretty obvious who I choose, to be honest with you. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I think he's okay. I know he has got some importance to the plot. He plays fine. He plays okay. I just find Liu Kang to be vastly superior in pretty much every way. To be honest with you, that might be a hot take. You guys might be in the comments telling me how wrong I am, and that's totally cool. As I said, I'm not as massive on Mortal Kombat as some of you guys may be, you know, and that's totally fine. Put me in my place. Just don't be rude about it, you know. I'm kind of torn between B and C tier here. I'll lock him into B tier. I think, you know, he's a close. He's like a B minus, but yeah, I'm gonna put him there. And then we got Melina. Now, I didn't care for Melina. So we're talking about Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 here. I will say I'm gonna rate her lower. I'm gonna put her quite low down. But yeah, as a kid, didn't care for Melina, didn't have any interest in her. I remember seeing her fatality going, oh wow, Jesus, type of thing, you know, but beyond that, didn't really care. However, when we came to adolescence, Johnny Beard, and some of the more like the PS2 era Mortal Kombat games and stuff like that, and I remember seeing some artwork and being like, oh my god, type of thing, and going, wow, adolescent Johnny Beard here kind of has a different opinion on Melina. And pretty much since then, she's kind of taken over in terms of Katana for me, in terms of like attractiveness, shall we say. I'm sorry, that's just who I am. But we're not ranking it on that. We're ranking it on Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and we're also ranking it in terms of movesets and attacking and stuff like that. And I do think she's inferior to Katana. I do feel like I've tried playing as Melina. I don't quite vibe with her as well as I do with Katana. In terms of the importance to the plot, she pales in significance really compared to Katana as well. Overall, I'm going to put her in B tier. So if I move Katana down to B tier, she's going to go down to C tier, because there needs to be a gap there for sure between the two. And then we got Jade. Again, was never really that bothered about Jade. Never really have been. She's got some okay moves. I really haven't really digged too far into her personality too much. Again, I remember her being in Mortal Kombat Annihilation and not really caring for her at all in that movie. I can't think of much to do with her in terms of her importance to the plot or in any way, shape or form. She's just kind of there, to be honest. I'm actually going to maybe controversially put her into D tier here, because I don't really care for her at all. And never really picked her up and played as her too often. And I don't think she really adds much to the plot, and I might be wrong, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Jade supporters out there probably telling me how wrong I am, and that's fine. By all means, comment, tell me I'm wrong, because I'd love to hear more about why I've got some of these characters wrong, because my knowledge on the Mortal Kombat universe, I must say, is quite limited when it comes to certain characters, so by all means, you know, enlighten me. I'm very interested in hearing what you guys have to say. And then we got Smoke. I liked playing as Smoke. I did like playing as Smoke. He's, in terms of like the cyborgs, he's one of the better ones. He's got some good moves. In terms of the plot, he hasn't got really a lot going. I don't really seem to recall much in terms of the plot. So it kind of balances itself out, really. But I do feel like as a character to play as, if I was to choose one of those cyborgy characters, it probably would be, he'd be up there for sure. I'm torn between C and B here in terms of where to place him. But yeah, he's fine. You know what? Yeah, let's put him into B tier. Again, there might be a BC, but let's put him into the B for now. And then we've got Noob Saibot. Now, I love Noob Saibot. I absolutely love Noob Saibot. He, alongside Sub-Zero, are my favourite characters to play as. I love, especially in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, I love playing as Noob Saibot. He, I love using that like smoky attack with him, and then rendering the opponent being unable to attack you. Just my favourite move possibly in the whole franchise, to be honest with you. And I love his combos. I love playing as Noob Saibot. In terms of the plot, he's not that important. Again, in the end, I love again how he came to be in terms of like he's just basically he's Tobias and Boone put together, isn't he? But the names reversed. I feel I don't think I can put him in the S tier just because of his lack of relevance to the importance of the plot, really. But in terms of, we're talking about purely as a character I love to play as, he's S tier for sure. He's excellent. Absolutely love playing as Noob Saibot. It's so much fun. And then we got Cyrax. Again, when it comes to the cyborgy characters, Cyrax is up there. These are the two that I would tend to play as if I was to choose. And I think in terms of the cyborgs, he tends to be the most important / most popular. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I'm not as big on these like cyborg characters, to be honest with you. But if I was to choose one or two, it would be Smoke or Cyrax, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. I feel like we are possibly oversaturating B tier there now. I am going to move one of them. I'm going to move. Ooh, who do I move? I'm going to move. Kung Lao down. Controversial, I know, but yeah. Let's now go with Cabal. Now, again, I really like playing as Cabal. Cabal's one of those characters I do like to play as. He's got a great, unique moveset. He's got some fantastic. He's got a lovely luck. He's got an awesome luck. He's not got that much significance to the plot, unfortunately. That does knock him down a bit, if I'm not mistaken, anyway. But he's fun. Playing with him and his hooks is a lot of fun, and he's got some great combos to do with those hooks as well. So, hence that's why I've moved Kung Lao down, is to move Cabal up. So, yeah, I do. Cabal's great, fun character, that's for sure. And then we've got Nightwolf. I like playing as Nightwolf. I don't think he's probably as good as certain other characters, but I find him fun to play as, and he's got a great look. He's got a really cool, unique look. So again, I feel like if I'm putting him into BT, I need to knock someone down. Difficult. No, we won't. We'll keep him in C tier. We will keep him in C tier. He's fun. He's fine. He's good. He's strong. He's a strong C. Yeah, I do like playing as Nightwolf. He's fun. Okay, and then we've got Ermac. Now Ermac is a weird one because sometimes he's been like one of the the ninja-y type of characters, and sometimes he's been more of the cyborg. So I've always been kind of confused with Ermac, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's an interesting character. In both territories, I'd say he's one of the weaker characters. I feel like he's one of the weaker ninjas. I feel like he's one of the weaker cyborgs. I've never really vibed with Ermac. Just haven't really. I do feel like, again, in terms of his importance to the plot, I always feel like he lacks. And I just, I'm going to put him into D tier. I just don't think he really adds much value to me, really, unfortunately. We got Shiva. Now Shiva looks amazing, absolutely badass. She kicks ass, she looks amazing, she's brutal. In terms of visually, in terms of playing as her, I've never really kind of liked playing as her much. And again, I don't think she has a lot of importance to the plot, if I'm not mistaken, really either, which is a shame because she looks incredible, and you would have thought that with her unique look she would have been given a lot more drive, really, in terms of what she can offer the storylines and stuff, but I just haven't really seen much or felt really much in terms of you're seeing what she's really capable of doing. So I'm gonna keep her in C tier, I think. But she's a CD, to be honest with you. And then we got Sindel. Now I do like Sindel. I think Sindel is. I've always liked playing as Sindel. I've always liked her look. I like her in the. Believe it or not, I do like her in Annihilation. I do have a small crush on Sindel, in a hotter older woman type of way. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but I didn't. I've always had a soft spot for her. I love her hair move, and she's got a good moveset. She has got a good moveset. I like her. I like Sindel. She's one of my favourite female characters for sure. I can kind of lean towards B tier for Sindel compared to the others here. And again, she's got a very important part to play in the plot as well. You know, with her relationship with Shao Kahn and stuff like that. So you know, she's significant, very significant. And Kitana as well. Yeah. And then we got Striker. So I like playing as Striker. I like him. I don't feel like Striker gets a lot of love. I might be wrong, but I always liked playing as him as a kid. I don't know what it was, but I love shooting and throwing bombs, and I love his sweep nightstick attack. It's really cool. He's got a really strong moveset. He's one of my favourites to play as in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I would say probably third behind Sub-Zero Nude Cybot. It's probably, did I say Nude Cybot? Ugh. Anyway, well, you can't see anything. It's all just darkness. Anyway, so he might be nude anyway. So, but yeah, behind Noob Cybot and Sub-Zero, I probably would say Striker might be top 3 for me in terms of movesets and playing as him. He's great. I have a lot of fun playing as him, particularly as we're talking about Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. He's up there. In terms of his importance to the plot, doesn't have a lot going on really. I'm kind of torn. I seem to put Noob Cybot on A tier. I kind of feel like Striker needs to probably be put into B tier. I do feel like, again, I might need to knock someone down here. I'm probably going to knock Cyrax down there, as I do think I like Smoke just a little smidge more. So I feel like an idiot. I'm sure you guys have probably already got into the comment section to tell me I'm wrong anyway, but I just realised I've got Sector here and Ermac mixed up. I don't know how I did that. It's so long since I played as either of those characters, and I was confused. I thought, that's why I said, obviously, I'm going to keep my edit in because you guys can then take the mickey out of me. Apologies. But my feelings are kind of similar for both. So we talked about Sector before when we called him Ermac. In terms of the red cyborg, and now we've got the red ninja Ermac. I'm going to put them both under D tier. I don't really have any opinion that's different about either of them. They are just the red variations of the ninja / cyborg that I don't feel like add a lot to the plot. And I don't feel like I've played as their characters a lot and never vibed with their characters. So I am putting them both in D tier. And I'm sure you guys in the comments are going to hate me and tell me off, and that's fine. That's why I'm keeping my edit in so you guys can take the mickey out of me. Right, we've got Montaro next. Motaro, and I'm not the biggest fan of Motaro. I actually like fighting him in the game, like as the penultimate boss. He's a lot of fun to kick his ass around. I love the fact that you only kind of really can hit the top half of his body, and can kind of just try to just, you know, be tactical, should we say, with those moves and stuff like that. In terms of playing as him, he's not fun to play as. He's got a fantastic horse kick on him. And he has got the freaking laser beam, which can be useful. But in terms of like the bosses, I don't tend to find him as fun to play as when you compare him to some of the other characters. You know, in no matter what version of the games you are playing, Goro was more fun, Kintaro was more fun, Shao Kahn was more fun. I just didn't think that Motaro really was as much fun to play as. In terms of his importance to the plot as well, doesn't really add a lot. He's absolutely awful in the movie, the Annihilation movie. I'm thinking D tier. I think that's mean, but yeah, I am going to put Motaro into B tier, D tier. And then speaking of Shao Kahn, I'm going to put it straight into S tier. Like, I love Shao Kahn. Absolutely love Shao Kahn in every single way, in terms of his character, in terms of his plot, in terms of his dominance across the universe of Mortal Kombat. I love his iconic lines. "Don't make me laugh. Flawless victory." I just love. And then playing as him, if you play as Shao Kahn, he kicks so much ass. He is so much fun to play as. With his big boot attack, his hammer attack. Again, speaking of his hammer attack, when he uses it on characters and they scream, oh god, it's just like amazing. He is just power and dominance personified as far as I'm concerned, and it's so much fun to play as, and he's so much fun to have in the games. He is a pain in the ass to fight against, I'm not going to dispute that, but he's supposed to be. He's the final boss, so you know, yeah, great, absolutely brilliant character, absolutely love him. And I've got two more characters here that might or might not be in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. We've got Rain. I don't recall him being in the game. He might be an unlockable character, maybe. I don't know. I remember him being more in the Ultimate Mortal Kombat trilogy, but again, I never really played as him. I kind of feel like very similar to the whole Ermac situation. I've never been a big fan of Rain. Yeah, I don't really recall any plot with him either. And then we've got Carmelian. I believe this is Carmelian, which is kind of like, again, all the ninjas kind of put into one. The color palette changes, the movesets change. Again, not really much importance to the plot. I'd rather just play as Sub-Zero or Scorpion, or maybe even Reptile. So yeah, not really thinking much when it comes to Carmelian, if that is indeed who that is. But yeah, that's my Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 tier list. I hope you guys enjoy that. I know I messed it up a bit, but let me know what you think. What did I get wrong? Because I'm sure I got some of this wrong, right? Some of you Mortal Kombat hardcore fans are going to kick my ass, I'm sure, when it comes to how wrong I am, and that's fine. Just be respectful, and tell me I'm wrong in a respectful way. But yeah, what do you think? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? You know, and yeah, if you like me doing this tier list and you want to see me playing Mortal Kombat, I played Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 just on the weekend. Check out my live section on YouTube. Yeah, we play a lot of different stuff on streams. We're playing Sight Hill 3 at the moment, we're playing Final Fantasy 10 at the moment, and we are playing a lot of retro as well. So, you know, we might be playing some more Mortal Kombat sooner than you think. So yeah, let me know what I've got right and wrong here. Let me know in the comments what you think, and hit that like and subscribe if you like this video, and hope to see you very soon. Much love, take care, bye bye.